What would your life look like if you didn't have to sell real estate? Let me tell you about a client of mine. When we met, it was a husband and wife. The husband has a W-2 job and the wife is the real estate agent. There was inconsistent income and financial disorganization. Left hand wasn't talking to right hand. Husband wasn't talking to spouse. Uh, they had money coming in. They had money going out. They were living the gap between his and her income was spent on credit cards, and the debt was piling up, and there was really no path and no plan. Once we started working together, we started looking at personal expenses, business expenses, and worked it to where the spouse's income was able to actually cover the majority of household expenses. When you start looking at your expenses and you're able to lower the water, which is a compression on expenses, not necessarily lifestyle, but just looking at, hey, where for this season do I need to get from just A to B? How can I use a consistent income, spouse's salary, to cover those so I can, as a real estate agent, focus on making more money so that the boat actually goes down the river? As this real estate agent, as we were looking at reducing expenses, creating a gap, they were able to go sell more real estate, had more energy to take more listings. As money came in, we started using the path of money and financial organization to take the delta of the money that was left after taxes and after expenses and use to pay off debt. And over the course of the first 6 months of us working together, they were able to have a $25,000 shift in the amount of debt that they paid off. 6 months later, they were able to save $25,000. So in the course of a year, they paid off $25,000 to $30,000 worth of debt and had $25,000 worth of cash to start their financial journey. Today, 5 years later, they don't have to sell real estate to achieve the goals they have. They have built up an investment portfolio, a rental portfolio, and today exited the transaction treadmill. The main reason this happens is none of this stuff is ever taught in real estate school or at the brokerage level or in team meetings or company meetings. If you're only doing the best you can for what you know, and there isn't a guide out there walking you through when you get paid from your brokerage, here's how much you should pay yourself. Here's how much you should set aside for taxes. Here's how much you actually should have left over to pay business expenses. Here's how much it should cost to run your business. Here's how much your personal life actually costs. When there's not a manual or there's not a guide, people are just going to default to what they've done in the past, which is traditionally not thinking like a business owner and thinking like an employee, to where all the money comes in, all the money goes out, and eventually I hope that I'll be able to retire one day. And we see that day in and day out, but that is not the case for entrepreneurs and especially real estate agents. We have to have a plan and we have to have a map for your money so that one day you can exit the transaction treadmill.